there was a nice story today in Sports Illustrated about Dak Prescott and really about the Dallas Cowboys. Dak was on the cover, but there was a lot of talk about how, all the extra money that you make off the field being a Dallas Cowboy. And the implication being that, Dak can take less money to remain the Cowboys quarterback. They're talking about $50 million off the field just as a Cowboys quarterback. We know he's not getting paid a lot of money. He was a 4th-round draft pick, still on his rookie scale deal. But the implication, as I said, is that he should take less money. So I want to throw this out to you, Rob, because we know how it works. Being the highest paid player, i.e. quarterback, in the NFL does not mean you're the best. Doesn't even mean you're top 5 necessarily, Kirk Cousins. But it just means it's all about timing. And if you are a franchise quarterback and you're up, you typically become the highest paid quarterback. Now, it hasn't happened with a Carson Wentz, with a Jared Goff, although, they got more guaranteed money. But Carson Wentz and Jared Goff did not make more. They're making, $32 million a year, roughly. And Russell Wilson is the highest paid now at $35 million a year. And I'm throwing it out to you, Rob. Should Dak Prescott become the highest paid player in the NFL?
Not if I was paying. And I'm just saying, it's strictly my taste and what I've seen so far. I just need a little bit more. And I know he started off great so far. They've played 2 bad teams.
Stop it.
I love it.
Everybody's played 2 bad teams.
2 bad teams.
And you're giving them love.
I'm just saying, I haven't given everybody love because I said the same thing. Lamar Jackson, I'm not on board yet. I'm just saying I want to see more. If he pulls off this year now, they don't have to pay him this year. They could wait. It might cost him more if he has that big.
Not might.
Right. If he has a big year, but he might turn it around and be bad. It might go the other way, and maybe not that they would want that. Of course, they want him to be as good as he possibly can, because they think they have a chance to do something. So it's all on where you are and what you believe. I believe that the Cowboys will eventually come around and pay him, especially
this year.
I don't know if it's this year or after this year. I think. Well,
of course they're gonna pay him unless he just completely falls off the map and has a horrible season.
No, but they still got to pay him. I mean, they don't have an option. I mean,
right?
Even if he had
if he had a horrible season and they didn't make the playoffs, they got to pay him.
They still would pay him, but he just wouldn't get the biggest money. Who else? What are you gonna do? You're gonna release him? You're not gonna release him if he had a bad year. Do you see what I'm saying? He still would get paid, Chris. But it would be harder to give him that contract of like making him the highest paid quarterback off a bad year.
The Cowboys need to go ahead and pay him. And I don't know what he's asking. There was, rumors out there report that it was $40 million. Some people said that wasn't true, but maybe it was. I think just based on timing, he is not the best quarterback in the NFL. He is not currently top 5, but I believe he is en route to becoming an elite quarterback without question. Dak Prescott is off to a tremendous start. And you can talk about, it was the Redskins. It was the Giants. Doesn't matter. It's the NFL. Nobody's killing Lamar Jackson because they played the Dolphins. Nobody's killing Tom Brady and Antonio Brown because they played the Dolphins.
No, who have you listened to? I mean, did you hear Greg Cosell, who does the NFL films, who talked about Dak and talked about Lamar Jackson? He said both of them. He said, hey, they're playing who's in front of them, but I got to be honest. When you're not pressured by bad defenses and you stand in the pocket, he said those throws are easy throws to make. And he wasn't about to, because I heard him on Colin. He wasn't about to praise and say that Dak had changed his mind or anything on what he's seen. He said it's hard to evaluate a guy when the defense is bad. And I think that's a fair It doesn't mean that he's no good, Chris. That's not what I'm saying. But you can't make this grandiose, he's turned the corner when there's no pressure in your face and guys are wide open.
He's got a great offensive line. He's going to have protection. Now, granted, it's been overboard against these two bad teams, but he's going to have good protection for the most part.
I agree with that, but
he's got a good offensive line.
I agree with that.
I see growth. I see growth. Now, Lamar Jackson is different. He doesn't have the body of work that Dak has. I'm not just going off these two games. I mean, heck, since Amari Cooper showed up, he's playing great and they're playing great. His numbers are elite with Amari Cooper, who's the first top-flight receiver that he's had the privilege of playing with. We know he had Dez Bryant, but Dez had some issues. Attitudinally, was kind of toward the down end of his career. Jason Witten was old. Now he's back, but he was old. Cole Beasley, I mean, come on. Now he's got a legitimate number one receiver. And he's got, Randall Cobb is tough. So makes Michael Gallup better. He's got a modern day, I'm gonna call it that, modern day play caller.
So you also
Kellen Moore. And here's what I'm saying, Rob.
But what was
if they don't pay him now, they need to pay him now. If he's asking for $36 million a year, they need to pay him now, because if they make the playoffs and he continues to play well, it's going to be much more than that.
And if he goes the other way, they'll be saddled with the guy who, coming into the season, people looked at it and said was a third-tier quarterback when they rated him. And you could talk about the receivers, the missed throws and those kind of missing open receivers is something that has nothing to do with who's your receiver. It was about his accuracy. So there's some other things.
He hasn't been missing them now. He's completed 82% of his passes.
I'm just going on what the evaluators in the league, when they look at his whole body of work, pegged him as a third-tier quarterback. If you're telling me he's an elite quarterback, Chris, hey, that's your opinion. I respect your opinion, but I disagree. I don't think he's there.
I'm not saying he's top 5. But I'm saying he's going to be one of those guys that's, like I said, I've said it, you've mocked it, but he's a winner. And now his physical tools are catching up.
You sound like Skip about Tim Tebow. That's what Tim Tebow said.
Tim Tebow couldn't throw.
What did Skip say, though? I'm just asking you.
First of all, Skip is not even in the conversation.
I'm just asking you. That was his thing about Tim Tebow.
You really going to compare Tim Tebow
to Dak Prescott? He's a winner. It doesn't matter. He's a winner.
Are you really going to compare
because
Tim
you used that
to Dak Prescott?
Yes, because you used that as the reason.
I used it for Tom Brady, too.
No, you said he's a winner. And that means that you're overlooking his flaws and the stuff that other people are telling you why he's a third. No,
it just
why
means
he's a third-tier quarterback.
His intangibles.
No, that's what you're not.
He's a leader.
That's what Skip used to do because the numbers didn't bear it out. I wasn't a Tebow guy.
That's like there was just a story on ESPN.com that rated the best shooters of the last decade. And they had LeBron James number 3 ahead of Klay Thompson. That's absurd. As great as LeBron is, that's absurd. And for you to compare Tim Tebow as a passer to Dak Prescott, I'm not saying Dak is Patrick Mahomes.
You didn't hear me mention
Tebow even in this conversation.
You didn't hear me mention Tebow as a passer. All I'm saying
that's the position.
No, your position was about.
I don't care how many games Tebow was winning. He couldn't throw the ball good enough to be an NFL quarterback.
You remember the playoff game he threw against Pittsburgh? He threw an 80-yard touchdown to win the game.
What was his body of work,
and everybody was like, he's a winner. It don't matter. He's a winner.
8 games. It was 8 games.
Whenever I hear that.
Dak Prescott is giving you 3+ seasons. He's got more victories than every quarterback.
So talk about that. You're just talking about a winner.
That's saying he's a winner.
Why are you yelling? I'm trying to get a point across.
How did they win all those games?
You're the one who started this by saying he was a winner. Just talk about his accolades. You don't need to throw that in if his numbers are so eye-popping and he's that guy.
Numbers. I use descriptions. You don't have to just throw out numbers.
I'm just telling you.
And throw out numbers for the next 3 hours? That would be real fun.
The last time I heard people talk about, he's a winner. Doesn't matter.
Last time you heard it is Tom Brady.
It was Dak Prescott.
Is everybody raving about Brady's physical attributes?
No, but his numbers are way better. It ain't only about that.
So are Dak's.
My point
don't
is,
bring up Tebow. Right? That's all I'm saying.
Why?
Don't bring up Tebow.
That's what they said when he was winning all the games. Though he was winning, it didn't matter.
It's not.
It doesn't
if you
matter
want to
why.
Debate Skip Bayless, do it on Undisputed.
I'll
Don't
do
debate
it in the
Skip
morning.
Bayless on this show. I'm not sitting here praising Tim Tebow. I mean, really, like, why you bringing up Skip's arguments? I've never praised Tim Tebow as a quarterback.
You said, I'm just going with that. When you said he's a winner, that's what clicked into my head.
People have said that about
that was the
plenty of
argument
people.
About Tim Tebow all the time. He's a winner. Don't tell me about his numbers.
About a lot of
Don't
people.
tell me that he can't throw a ball. Don't tell me about that. Don't tell me he's a bad practice player. Don't tell me about he can win. He's a winner. That's all that matters.
I don't know who else you're talking about. Let's see what the listeners think. 877-99 on
Don't
Fox.
you remember that song that man? All he does is win, 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 win. All he does. Right? Remember
DJ
that?
Tyshirt. Who was that about? Tom Brady.
That's pretty much it.
It was
That's
Tim
who
Tebow.
it was about.
No,
I played. I don't even know if the song was out when Tebow was in the NFL.
Elijah, do you remember that on First Take? Elijah remembers. All he does is win, win, win.
Like, seriously. Are you obsessed with Skip and Tim Tebow? I mean, how in the world did they get in the last 5 minutes of our conversation? Hit us up, 877-99 on Fox. Would you make Dak Prescott the highest paid quarterback in the NFL? Your turn to weigh in. Odd Couple.
All right, let's do it. Mike in New York. You're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing good, you guys. You guys are hilarious, man.
Thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
But I totally agree with both of y'all because it's like
pick a side, Mike. Pick a side today. I'm sorry, we're not doing that. No fence sitting.
Then you're with Chris.
Pick a side.
Come on, man.
I'll explain. Because Chris, I do believe he's right when he says this will be his best year. But Rob is also right when you say that he's played nobody. Can we at least wait till the guy is thrown for at least 24 touchdown passes? He's never done that yet. This is his 4th year. Can you
yes,
see that,
Mike. Are you a regular listener of the show?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just gonna say this. You can finish it for me. There's a short menu in sports. What is it?
Oh my God.
What is it?
Wins.
Okay.
And losses.
He's got more wins since he's entered the league than any quarterback not named Tom Brady.
Now? He just stole it.
It's true.
All of a sudden,
you're right. That's the one thing you've been right about, Rob.
Okay.
There's a short menu.
Man, thanks for the call, Mike. Appreciate it.
You're gonna rue the day. You're gonna rue the day that you said you came up with that.
Hey, he is right though about the touchdowns. That's not a lot of touchdowns considering how long he's been in the league. All right, Eric in Washington. You're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What you got, Eric?
All right, man. Again, Rob, you're right. Chris. Yo, first of all, let's say that was the best segment I heard yet. I like when you guys fight. It's awesome. Secondly, I want to say 2 weeks ago, Rob, you made fun of the way Chris was whining. I wish you'd do that again. It was awesome.
Was it?
Sorry, Chris.
Was I on?
No disrespect, but it was. It's just funny when he did it. It was awesome.
Yeah, like I was whining, like when I do that high voice.
Yeah,
you know that.
It had to be a horrible impression.
It was great. But
come clean. You're from Detroit.
No,
right?
He's not. He's from Washington. Stop it.
You've
No.
known Rob for 30
That's
years.
all. Chris always says that. If somebody agrees with me, they got to be one of my barbers at Sporty Cuts.
Because I know you.
No, go ahead, Eric. Make your point.
All right. So I want to say this. Why is it's a pick and choose when they want to give no-name, nobody quarterback all this money, but then when you get someone like that comes about, then they want to make excuses for all this stuff. Why is that?
It sounds like you're agreeing with me. They need to pay Dak.
I'm agreeing with you on that point where, yeah, if you're going to go with the current census, it's just a paid quarterback just because it's a quarterback position, which that's what they've been doing for the last 8 years.
Right.
Oh, he's a quarterback, so we're just going to pay him. Pay his eye. Who cares? There's no true formula to it.
Jimmy Garoppolo was the highest paid player in NFL history.
And people thought it was ridiculous off of what did he start? 8 games?
A lot of people thought it was all right, though. I agree with you. It was
I thought it was ridiculous. Thanks, Eric, for the call.
Thought it was worth it, too.
Yeah. Well, they're off to a 2-0 start this year. It's the only good thing. Hey, GW in Cincinnati, you're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio.
What's going on, fellas?
What's happening, man?
Nothing much. I didn't hear the click in. Chris, I agree with you, man. With all due respect, Rob, I think the whole Tim Tebow analogy was absolutely preposterous.
Yes,
I would take Dak Prescott as a 4th-round draft choice over Tim Tebow any day of the week. Matter of fact, I would trade Andy Dalton for Dak Prescott right now because you know what, Chris? I want to win. I wish my Cincinnati Bengals.
How would you know? How would you know anything? How would you know anything about quarterbacks? You live in damn Cincinnati. How would you know anything about quarterback? You don't even know what you're watching.
Well, actually, we got a quarterback, Ken Anderson, that should be in the Hall of Fame. So I
wouldn't go that far, but Kenny Anderson was a good quarterback.
I know who Kenny Anderson was. He
was good.
Right. He wasn't a Hall of Famer.
No, absolutely he is. And Ken Riley belongs in the Hall of Fame too, former Florida A&M Rattler. He deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. But let me say this,
Next
Chris.
thing you know, you're going to be throwing Pete Johnson in there.
Go ahead. Right.
Time when Russell Wilson was the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. Russell Wilson, and I love Russell Wilson, he's not the best quarterback in the NFL.
He won a Super Bowl. Stop it. Don't even – Dak has barely won anything yet. At least Russell Wilson's won a Super Bowl.
Dak's won some
Come on,
playoff
man.
games.
I'm talking about he won one playoff game, Chris. Don't put him in the same sentence as Russell Wilson. He went to 2 Super Bowls, and he won a Super Bowl.
And what do they say about Russell Wilson, too? He's a winner.
No, because he won. He won.
But even before that, that was a part of the scouting report. He's a winner.
Brian in Denver, you're on The Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio.
Hey, guys, how you doing?
God don't like ugly, Rob.
No, that's just I just got a frog in my throat. That's all.
I'm just
What's
saying.
up, buddy?
Good. Guys, I cannot believe we're talking about giving Dak Prescott $40 million a year. I mean, we can't see the forest through the trees right now. I'm 100% in agreement. I think all the cards are still with the Cowboys here. I think there is an agreement to be made. I'm not going to call Dak Prescott a game manager or a situational quarterback, but he's in a good situation. There are opportunities. He's got to see the long-term plan. Being the face of America's team has a lot of value. They say an agreement is, comes to place when both parties leave unsatisfied. I think the Cowboys are going to have to pay him a little more than they want, and Dak's going to have to feel like he leaves a little money on the table. But long term, it's going to be the right decision. I think the Cowboys have the cards right now. Dak's team, Dak's crew needs to get a deal done. I think waiting is only going to end up costing him money in the long term.
You think?
Right,
what if they wait? I think it's going to get him more money. I think the Cowboys need to get it done now.
But if he doesn't play well all the way,
right? If he doesn't, but I think he's going to play well and get them to the playoffs.
All
and
right.
they may not get to the Super Bowl, but we'll see. Hey, it's The Odd Couple. I'm Chris. He is Rob, and we want to encourage all of you to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
That's right. You can listen to us on the radio, and now you can watch us as well, and it's fun.
No question about it. And remember, all